Hello and welcome back to SuperCoach TV. Today I'll be looking at my NRL SuperCoach 2026 players to keep an eye on who have moved clubs this season. So I've got a list of 5 players here who I think we should all keep an eye on. So at number 5, Morgan Knowles, second row forward, 400k. Has just moved over from St Helens to the Dolphins this season. He looked very impressive in those recent Ashes tests. He's got a big engine and a big appetite for work in the middle of the field. And he's older than I thought he was too. He's 29 years old with almost 250 games of Super League under his belt. So he's a seasoned campaigner. Clearly, Christian Wolf is a big fan of his, having brought him over. He coached him over there in the Super League a few seasons ago. The only hindrance on Morgan Knowles, I think, is just the minutes watch at the Dolphins. He's a smaller forward. It looks like he might start at lock. So he'll share those minutes with probably Tom Gilbert and Max Puck this season. So the minutes are just the watch there. But if he can land a 55, 60-minute role, I think he's a great buy. At number 4, another Dolphin. I've got Selwyn Cobbo at 524k. He moves from the Broncos to the Dolphins after a disappointing season last year. It's tough to know whether Selwyn Cobbo will actually get a starting spot at the Dolphins. They've got a very competitive backline, and rumours are that the Hammer may move to the Senators this season as well, which means Trey Fuller will play fullback, and there's just another spot not available, but Jack Bostock looks like he'll miss the start of the season, so Selwyn Cobbo could end up on that left wing, which was sort of just a try goldmine the last 2 seasons, especially with the Dolphins attack last season. All those games they went on scoring 50 points, 50 points. If Cobbo can land anywhere in that back line, I think he's a very interesting buy, and I don't think he'll be very highly owned. At number 3, I've got Brian Kelly. Moving from the Gold Coast Titans to the Eels this season, this is what I'm very interested in. He should either play left centre or right wing. I imagine he'll play left centre, although I did see Jonah Pezzit's post the other day, and it had Sean Russell at left centre. Whether Brian Kelly had started training with them yet, I'm not sure. But left centre or right wing would be fine for me. He's been a fringe gun in recent seasons. Anyone that's sort of looked at him before, the last 3 seasons he's averaged 56, 60 and 64. And he's one of those players that you look at him and you go, oh, I'll just go a safer option. Every year I've probably had a look at him and gone, oh, maybe not. Particularly playing for the Titans. Very inconsistent team. So for coming to the Eels, who look like they're on the improve, will he be more consistent? But then looking at it more, I thought maybe he may have just been a beneficiary of his environment there at the Gold Coast, where they need points, so they just throw him the ball and he sort of has a license to do whatever he likes. Perhaps at the Eels he won't have that license, but he's got good base, usually around the 30, and he can find attacking stats. So at 550k, I think Brian Kelly, he may be one to start with this season. I'm not too sure yet. At number 2, I've got Dylan Brown moving to the Knights on that $14 million deal. 535k and only halfback at this stage, which is a bit of a shame with how competitive halfback is. He's what would you say? You're not sure how it's going to go. Dylan Brown, previously he's averaged close to 70. He's priced on a 55 average. He has the potential, obviously, to go huge. Very relevant Supercoach player, particularly when he was at 5'8". At one point, he was probably the best in the position, even ahead of Cameron Munster. So we're not sure who his halves partner will be, whether he plays 7, Fletcher Sharp plays 6, or whether Sandon Smith plays 7. But ideally, if he can land on that left edge, he'll have Dylan Lucas hitting the hole and Kalen Ponga at the back. There should be line break assists and try assists there all the time. And I think with Justin Holbrook going to the Knights as well, being the Roosters' former attacking coach, the Knights will just be going all out attack. Let's be real. You look at their side, probably haven't got the middles to grind out a win, but their backline, particularly that left side of Lucas, Bradman Best, Greg Marju. On the right, you've got Gagai and Dom Young. There's tries to be scored there. It's just getting them the ball, and hopefully Dylan Brown's that guy. It would be better if he was able to get that dual 5'8" halfback, and you could pick him at 5'8", which is a bit of a harder position to fill at the moment. And that'll just depend on where he plays in the team, and then they can update that prior to the season. And at number 1, wasn't in my first team reveal the other day, but diving into it, I think he will have to be, is Pearce-Paul at 604k. Moving from the Knights to the Tigers, should land on the right edge, 80-minute role. Last season, he averaged 50 in base alone. which is crazy. So even if he has no attack this season, he shouldn't lose very much money